There are some ideas in Japan so unconventional that when you first hear about them, you assume someone's making it up. Like the kind of solutions that sound completely impossible until you see them working perfectly in real life. Floating farms that grow vegetables directly on water surfaces. And plates you can eat after your meal because they're made entirely from edible seaweed. Japan doesn't just think creatively, it implements ideas that seem impossible until you see them working flawlessly, and then you wonder why nobody else even tried. Today, we're counting down 14 Japanese ideas so smart they don't feel real. Watch until the end because number 14, cafes where cats freely roam while you drink coffee, is the kind of therapeutic innovation that turned animal companionship into a business model benefiting lonely people and homeless cats simultaneously. Number 1. Floating farms growing vegetables on water. Japan created floating farms that grow vegetables directly on water surfaces, and they're not experimental prototypes, they're actual commercial operations producing food for cities. These hydroponic platforms float on reservoirs, lakes, and calm coastal waters. Vegetables grow in nutrient-rich water without soil, their roots dangling directly into the liquid below. Solar panels power the pumps and monitoring systems. The farms are anchored but move slightly with water currents. It solves multiple problems simultaneously. No arable land needed, perfect for island nations with limited space. No irrigation required since plants sit directly in water. Less vulnerability to ground-based pests and diseases, and they can be placed near cities, reducing transportation costs and emissions. The technology isn't even that complex. It's mostly existing hydroponic systems adapted to float. But the audacity of putting farms on water instead of fighting for expensive land feels like science fiction made real. Japan looked at their water and said, "Why aren't we farming this?" Number 2. Sewer systems you can drink from. Japan maintains sewer systems so clean that the water flowing through them is technically drinkable, and they prove it by having officials literally drink from the sewers during public demonstrations. The wastewater treatment is so advanced that by the time water leaves the system, it's been filtered, UV treated, and purified to standards exceeding some countries' tap water. The pipes themselves are maintained obsessively. Inspection teams check them constantly. Debris is removed immediately. Everything is designed to prevent contamination. They don't actually drink it regularly, but the point is they could. The system is engineered for absolute cleanliness, not just good enough. When natural disasters strike and fresh water is scarce, these systems can theoretically provide emergency drinking water. It exists because Japan treats infrastructure as something to be perfected, not just maintained. Most countries let sewers decay until they break. Japan keeps theirs pristine because contamination is unacceptable. It's over-engineering taken to an extreme that actually justifies itself. Number 3. Train station musical melodies for the blind. Every train station in Japan plays a unique melody or sound signature on the platform. So visually impaired passengers can identify exactly where they are by audio alone. Each station has its own musical theme. Some are traditional melodies, others are modern compositions, but they're all distinct and recognizable. When a train arrives, the melody plays. When you're waiting on the platform, you hear it periodically. Blind passengers memorize the sounds and navigate the entire transit system without needing to see signs. It's integrated so seamlessly that most sighted passengers don't even consciously notice it. But for people who rely on audio cues, it transforms navigation from stressful guessing into confident independence. You hear the melody, you know your station, you know when to board. It costs almost nothing to implement, just speakers and a sound library, but the impact on accessibility is massive. Japan designed train stations for everyone, not just the sighted majority. If you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and tap. Like, it tells YouTube you want more of Japan's clever everyday innovations. And if you love discovering things you didn't even know existed, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this list. Trust me, the next ones get even smarter. Number 4. Edible plates made from seaweed. Japan created fully edible plates made from pressed seaweed and other plant fibers. So after you finish your meal, you can eat the dish itself instead of washing it or throwing it away. The plates are sturdy enough to hold food, sauces, even liquids for a reasonable amount of time. They taste neutral or slightly ocean-flavored, designed not to interfere with the meal. Some versions are flavored intentionally to complement the food. After eating, you either consume the plate or compost it. Since it's entirely biodegradable, it's aimed at reducing single-use plastic and dishwashing waste. Events, festivals, and eco-conscious restaurants use them. You generate zero plate waste because the plate becomes part of the meal. The concept feels absurd until you try it and realize it works. The plates hold up, they're edible, and disposal is effortless. Japan turned the dish into dessert, and somehow it makes perfect sense. Number 5. Heated mirrors that never fog up in bathrooms. Japanese bathrooms have mirrors with built-in heating elements that prevent condensation completely, staying perfectly clear even during the hottest showers without ever needing to be wiped. The heating system is embedded behind the mirror surface, warming it just enough that steam can't condense on the glass. You step out of a steaming shower, and instead of facing a completely fogged mirror you have to wipe down, it's crystal clear and ready to use immediately. It's such a simple quality of life upgrade that eliminates a daily minor annoyance. No more wiping with towels that just smear the fog around. No more waiting for it to clear naturally. No more trying to shave or do makeup while the mirror refogs between wipes. The system uses minimal electricity, often activating automatically with bathroom lights or ventilation. Some mirrors only heat a central section to save energy while keeping the most important area clear. It feels almost illegal because it's such an obvious improvement that costs so little to implement. Yet most countries still accept foggy mirrors as inevitable. Japan just refused to tolerate the inconvenience. Number 6. Ice cream trucks that play different songs per flavor. Japanese ice cream trucks play different melodies depending on which flavor they're currently selling, so you know what's available before the truck even stops. Each melody corresponds to a specific flavor or product. Here, one tune, it's vanilla soft serve. Here another, it's melon popsicles. The music acts as both advertisement and information, letting people decide if they want to chase down the truck based on what's being offered. It's genius marketing and customer convenience combined. You're not running outside for ice cream you don't want. The truck isn't stopping for customers who don't want what's available. The sound creates anticipation and nostalgia while serving a practical purpose. Some neighborhoods have multiple ice cream trucks, each with signature songs, and people recognize them like regional radio stations. It's branding through audio in the most charming, effective way possible. Japan made ice cream trucks informative instead of just annoying. Number 7. Hotel rooms smaller than prison cells. That work. Japanese capsule hotels offer rooms literally the size of a single bed. Smaller than most prison cells, and they're not just functional, they're popular, comfortable, and often fully booked. Each capsule is about 2 meters long, 1 meter wide, and 1 meter high. Just enough space to lie down, sit up, and store a small bag. Inside, there's a mattress, pillow, light, charging ports, sometimes a small TV. Curtains or doors provide privacy. Shared facilities like bathrooms, showers, and lounges are outside. They work because they're designed perfectly for their purpose: sleep. You're not meant to live in them, just rest affordably in expensive cities. Business travelers, budget tourists, and people who miss the last train use them constantly. The efficiency is remarkable. Dozens of capsules stack in the space a traditional hotel would waste on hallways and oversized rooms. Japan proved you don't need luxury space, just functional design that respects what people actually need. Number 8. Manhole covers that generate electricity. Japan developed manhole covers embedded with piezoelectric sensors that generate electricity from the vibrations of cars and pedestrians passing over them, turning foot traffic into power. Every time a vehicle drives over the cover or someone walks across it, the pressure creates small amounts of electricity captured by the sensors. It's not enough to power a city, but it can charge batteries, run streetlights, or power nearby sensors and monitoring equipment. The technology is embedded directly into infrastructure people use anyway. No extra space needed, no behavior change required. The energy is essentially free, harvested from movement that's happening regardless. It's still being tested and refined, but the concept is brilliant. Turn every manhole into a tiny power generator. In a dense city with thousands of manholes and millions of footsteps daily, the cumulative energy adds up. Japan is literally harvesting power from walking. Number 9. Forests planted in perfect grid patterns. Japan has experimental forests where trees are planted in perfect geometric grids and maintained with mathematical precision to study optimal growth patterns and lumber yields. Walking through these forests feels surreal. Every tree is the exact same species, planted at identical intervals, creating perfectly straight rows in every direction. The spacing is calculated to maximize sunlight, airflow, and growth while minimizing competition. It looks artificial like a computer rendering, but it's real. The purpose is forestry science. Researchers study how spacing affects growth rates, wood quality, and ecosystem health. The data helps optimize commercial timber production and reforestation efforts. But the effect is uncanny. Nature doesn't naturally organize itself into grids. These forests challenge your perception of what forests should look like. They're beautiful in an eerie, mathematical way. Japan turned wilderness into a controlled experiment, and the results are visually stunning even if they feel wrong. Number 10. Vending machines that track earthquake victims. Some Japanese vending machines are equipped with emergency systems that switch into free mode during disasters and transmit distress signals if someone uses them after a major earthquake. When seismic sensors detect a large earthquake, the machines unlock and dispense drinks for free to help stranded or injured people. Some models have panic buttons that send location data to emergency services. Others have digital displays that show evacuation routes and disaster information. The machines essentially become emergency aid stations and communication nodes. If someone accesses a vending machine in a disaster zone, authorities know there are survivors at that location. The free drinks provide immediate relief while help is dispatched. It's infrastructure repurposed for crisis response. Japan has millions of vending machines everywhere, so why not make them useful during disasters? It's forward-thinking design that prepares for the worst while serving daily needs the rest of the time. Number 11. Tsunami evacuation buildings designed to flood. Japan built evacuation buildings in coastal areas specifically designed to let tsunami waves flow through them without collapsing, protecting people on upper floors while the building takes the hit. The ground floors are open or have breakaway walls that allow water to pass through instead of creating resistance that would topple the structure. People evacuate to upper floors, which are reinforced and watertight. The tsunami flows through the bottom, the building stays standing, and everyone above survives. It's counterintuitive. Most buildings try to resist water. These buildings embrace it, letting the force pass through instead of fighting it. The engineering accounts for the water's power and works with it rather than against it. In tsunami-prone areas, these buildings save lives during the critical minutes when there's no time to reach higher ground. Japan accepted that tsunamis will happen and designed buildings that survive them through strategic surrender, not resistance. Number 12. Conveyor belt sushi with bullet train delivery. Some Japanese sushi restaurants upgraded from traditional conveyor belts to miniature Shinkansen bullet trains that deliver orders directly to your table along tracks suspended above the dining area. You order from a tablet, and minutes later, a tiny replica of Japan's famous bullet train comes speeding along the track, slows down at your table, and stops precisely in front of you. You take your plates, press a button, and the train zooms back to the kitchen for the next order. It's dinner and a show. Kids absolutely love it, watching trains zip overhead and arrive at their table. Adults enjoy the novelty and precision. The trains move fast enough to feel exciting, but slow enough near tables to be safe. The system is surprisingly efficient. Multiple trains run simultaneously on different track levels, each programmed with specific destinations. Orders reach tables faster than staff could deliver them manually during rush hours. It's peak Japanese innovation, taking something functional like food delivery and making it entertaining, precise, and memorable. Conveyor belt sushi was already clever. Japan said, "What if we made it fly?" Number 13. Drainage systems with fish. Living in sidewalk canals. Some Japanese cities have drainage canals running alongside streets where koi fish swim freely in crystal clear water, serving as both functional water management and living proof of water quality. The most famous example is in Shimabara City, where spring water flows through open street-side channels called Kabuto-gawa. Hundreds of colorful koi swim in these urban waterways, visible to anyone walking past. The fish thrive because the water is clean enough to support them, acting as biological indicators of purity. It's brilliant multi-purpose infrastructure. The canals manage stormwater runoff and groundwater flow. The fish provide natural mosquito control by eating larvae. And the aesthetic appeal turns functional drainage into beautiful public features that residents maintain proudly. Tourists come specifically to see streets lined with swimming koi. Children feed them. Elderly residents monitor their health. The fish transform boring concrete channels into living ecosystems that communities care about protecting. It proves that infrastructure doesn't have to be ugly or purely functional. Japan designed drainage systems that solve problems while creating beauty, turning water management into an attraction rather than hiding it underground. Number 14. Cat cafes, where cats roam. While you drink coffee. Japan pioneered cat cafes where dozens of cats freely roam the space while customers drink coffee, read, work, or just relax surrounded by felines, and the concept has since spread worldwide. You pay an hourly fee, order a drink, and spend time in a room filled with cats of various breeds and personalities. Some sleep on shelves, Others play with toys. A few might curl up on your lap if you're lucky. Staff ensure the cats are healthy, well cared for, and not overwhelmed by attention. The cafes serve multiple purposes. They provide companionship for people living in apartments where pets aren't allowed. They offer therapeutic relaxation. Petting cats reduces stress measurably. Some partner with shelters, showcasing adoptable cats to potential owners. The atmosphere is calm and quiet. Rules prohibit disturbing sleeping cats or forcing interactions. It's about coexisting peacefully in shared space, which is very Japanese in philosophy. Cat cafes proved that animal interaction could be monetized ethically while benefiting both humans seeking comfort and cats needing homes or socialization. Japan turned loneliness into a business model that actually helps everyone involved, including the cats. If you want to see more amazing things Japan is doing better than the rest of the world, then like and subscribe. And make sure to watch the video on your end screen. It's packed with even more crazy things.